Hi everyone, this is TB Shores. It's February the 21st. It's about 11:30 a.m. There's a few things I would like to bring to you that the Lord has shared with me, and I'm a little uncertain where to start. There's been a lot going on as far as in my household, in my home, and with my family. Um, Let me start by talking about something that, if you've watched my videos for a while, you know that the Lord had me to take in my mother and father-in-law to take care of them because they couldn't live by themselves any longer. And they came to live with us December the 28th, 2013. That was the same year that my brother had passed. And with my mother and father already having been passed, that was all of my birth family. So I was feeling kind of a hole in my heart. And the Lord put it before me to take care of my mother and father-in-law. And I've never been one to question what the Lord asked me to do. So I accepted it, knowing that He knew what He was doing and He was in control. And I don't know how to keep this brief because there's just so much happened. So I'm just going to try to keep it brief, okay? Anyway, to make a long story short, when the Lord put this to me, that this was something I was going to do, I had already been approached by one of my husband's family members to be looking for a nursing home, see what the pricing was in the area where I live. And I'll just be honest, I didn't look because I knew the Lord had already told me that I would be taking care of them. So the day that my husband and his other family members were going to meet and discuss what needed to be done, I just looked at him as he left and told him that if he saw a need to bring his mom and dad to live with us, that I would take the best care of them that I could. Well, there's a whole lot more that the Lord put together before this ever happened that I won't get into. But I can clearly see how God has just put everything together in such a perfect manner for what He had in mind. And He's made it so clear to me of how He's gone about this step by step by step. And things that have happened in the past, an example would be when my dad was sick. My mother had already passed, and my dad was struggling with his health, and he wanted to come and live with us. And my husband would not agree to let my husband come and live with us. And although it hurt me, I did not hold it against him. But I wished that I had been able to take care of my dad the way that I had wanted to. But anyway, let's get back to the more recent. That's important to understand how God has worked in this. But another thing you need to know is that my husband did not know Jesus. He was not. He had never come to a point of repentance and accepting Christ in his heart. And so we took on the responsibility of caring for his parents. And, I had a few concerns because, our finances are not overabundant in income, and we have financial obligations that run us tight because I don't work like I used to. And that's another thing that God put in place, was me coming out of work so I could be able to do this. But anyway, money was tight and I had some other issues that were concerning me. So I prayed about it, and the Lord, basically, He assured me that if I would do the task that He had put before me, which was care for my mother and father-in-law, that He would take care of the rest. He would take care of everything else, and that He was going to bring great things from this. Well, I really got excited about that because I thought, the Lord is going to do something wonderful through this. And I was really in my heart hoping and praying that my husband would come to salvation through Christ. That was my biggest heart's desire. And let's see, through them coming, there was so many things I could see God working in, and I'm trying to keep this to a minimum because I could talk on and on about it. But I could see God working in my husband's heart almost on a daily basis. And it was beautiful what I was seeing. He was, I don't know how to explain it. He was just working miracles within my husband's heart. And it was obvious. I could see it. His daddy could see it. His mother could see it. And his mother passed. I think I did a brief video on that back in November. His mother passed a week before Thanksgiving. And his father just has recently passed. He passed on February the 8th, I believe it was. Yes. And the night that my father-in-law passed away, my husband came to know Jesus. And I could see all that God had done through this whole thing that He had set up in our lives. And it was just, it's beyond words. I can't put it in words. But when my husband came in the room and told me that he had repented of his sins and he had accepted Christ, I was just overwhelmed. It was just the most wonderful thing. But that was the great thing. And I don't think God's done yet. But that was the great thing that God told me was going to come from them being here, from me bringing them in and taking care of them. And it just really had touched my husband's heart. And one of the things during their stay, my husband kept saying, I don't understand why you would do this. Why you would take care of my mom and dad. And every time he would bring it up, I would just remind him that it wasn't about me, because he tried to give me praise for it, and it's not about me. And I would remind him it's not about me, but it's about the love that God puts in our heart to do for others. And then, not long before his daddy passed away, he apologized to me for not having let me take care of my daddy when my daddy wanted to come and stay with us. And he apologized for not letting my daddy come. Now, I still took care of my daddy. I just didn't have him here with me. But I hope you can see how the Lord has worked in this, and how when God puts something before us, this is my main thought I want to get through. When God puts something before us to do, no matter how difficult we think it is. We just need to step up and say, okay, Lord, I'm yours. Just give me what I need to do what you've put before me, because that's what I asked the Lord to do. And He gave me everything I needed. He gave me the patience that I needed, the love that I needed. He gave me the understanding that I needed, and the compassion that I needed. And He gave me the words that I needed for certain things that would come up. And it was an absolute enjoyment to take care of my mother and father-in-law. Many people would see it as a as a as a chore, or a duty they rather not perform, or something that would interfere with their life. And God never let any of that enter into my mind or into my heart. He just gave me everything I needed to take care of whatever came up. And whether it be finances, or it be something, a spiritual need of one of us, or a emotional need of one of us, whatever it was, a physical need of one of us, of Granny or Pa, God took care of everything. And he made it easy. I expected it to be difficult for me, because it was changing my entire life, my entire routine. But God made it easy for me. So the thing I want everyone to understand through this is that when we just listen to God, when He says do something, if we just put our trust in the fact that when He gives us something to do, He's not going to send us to do it empty-handed. He's going to provide everything we need. And if we just follow Him wholeheartedly, unquestioning, and just follow Him, He just pours the blessings out on us and makes it easy. He makes it easy. Now, it was hard watching Granny and Pa pass, because they had become a part of my household, a part of my family that's here in this home. And everything I did every day was focused around putting them first. And it's changed my life for them to not be here now. But I can see the joy and the goodness and the blessings that God has poured out along the way, that He's pouring out now, and that He's going to continue to do. And I just rest in Him 100%. And everything is so peaceful spiritually. But I just want to say to all of you, do whatever the Lord guides you to do, and just follow Him blindly. Say, okay, Lord, I'm going to do whatever you put before me, trust in you to give me whatever I need to see it through. And He will, because I've lived it. And it is amazing. One other thing I wanted to add is the Lord has told me that this task had come to an end, and He wants me focused on what is coming next. Now, He's not shown me what that is, so I would like for you to pray that God would just guide me in that, in understanding and knowing what He would have me focused on now. I love all of y'all. I'll be back with another video too shortly. Thank you. Bye-bye.